I'm Berks County Commissioner Christian Leinbach, and I want to welcome you to our Commissioners meeting for Thursday, October the 7th. We're broadcasting live on BCTV, Facebook, and YouTube Live via Microsoft Teams live event. At this time, I'd like to recognize my Executive Assistant, Mary Buer.
Thank you. Public comment will be accepted in person and through the Q&A function. Please include your first name, last name, and municipality for all comments. Any comments without name and municipality will not be considered. Each citizen can submit one comment. Comment length is dictated by limitations of the platform being used, Teams Q&A, Facebook, or YouTube. In-person comments will be accepted first, followed by comments submitted virtually. The meeting comment period is limited to a total of 30 minutes, including both in-person and virtual comments. This time period may be extended at the discretion of the board. Please be concise. Comments that are germane to county business will be read during the meeting and should not be considered to be interactive dialogue with the commissioners. The county solicitor shall be the final arbiter of whether a comment is germane and should be read. Any commissioner response to public comment will be done at the discretion of the commissioners.
Thank you very much, Mary. We'll begin as we always do with a moment of silence followed by a pledge to our flag. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'll begin with the Berks County COVID-19 data report, and at this time I'll recognize Brian Gottschall. Brian is our Director of the Department of Emergency Services and is our lead on the COVID-19 leadership team. Brian Gottschall.
Good morning, Commissioners. Thank you. Yes, October 7th report today. Taking a look at our old friend, the cases and testing slide. As we had mentioned, we had been hoping that we would see our cases begin to level off and decline. That unfortunately has not been the case. While the growth over the last few weeks has been more shallow, slower than it was in weeks prior, we are still seeing a steady growth in cases and considerable testing volume. And I'll speak about this more in a moment. Well, I'll speak about it now. The next week, we hope to bring you some new data in the form of information specific to school-age children. DOH has begun publishing that data as of last week and intends to update on a weekly basis information specific to the 0 to 4 and 5 to 18 age groups. And I believe now, in looking at this new data that DOH is making available, that that's a significant driver to our testing volume, so that we have contacts in schools or daycare centers driving folks to have a larger than had been normal previously need for testing, which is generating that large volume of orange above our blue case line on this chart. So again, next week, that'll be some new data points we're able to bring to the table as we start to develop a couple weeks of that data. Our test positivity is looking very similar to how it had been. We've seen it bouncing around that high 20s, low 30s area now for quite a number of weeks, and we remain in that same area. Again, even though our case count's going up, because our test count is going up also, so by percentage that somewhat equals each other out and helps to keep the positivity number fairly stable. Our hospitals are looking pretty much the same. Obviously, a small drop in known or suspected cases in-house, a small increase in ICU and vent cases. We continue to appreciate St. Joe's making available the difference between the vaccinated and unvaccinated cases in-house, and, you know, of course, illustrate that at St. Joe's anyway. There are no vaccinated cases in ICU or on ventilators. We are still hoping that Reading, that Tower will be able to make that data available in the same format as Penn State and many other health systems have done to help keep the public aware of the value of vaccination. Our deaths, again,
which is the tabulator for the mail-in and absentee ballots that we use. And the reason that we specifically asked for training on the DS-450 is because it's our goal to have county employees this upcoming election run the DS-450. So we wanted to make sure that they were properly trained and there were no issues in that regard during the upcoming general election.
And I actually think that was one of Mr. Archer's observations early this year or the end of last year, that they preferred to see county employees running those scanning machines. So that's actually a continuation of that.
That is correct. It's my understanding that that was done in direct response to feedback we received. So in implementing that, we wanted to make sure that there were no issues with that transition. And then the last item that we asked for is just, and it's already something that's been approved, it's just support during the election and throughout election week, which is normally what we have regardless. We usually have ES&S personnel here to assist should any issues arise throughout election week. These items that we requested, I think it's important to note that we didn't ask ES&S to come in and take over and run the election. It's strictly they're going to be here to assist our elections department to ensure that we have a successful election.
And in fact, didn't they make it clear they don't want to do that?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes. And we were glad to hear that, because our goal all along, again, wasn't for them to come in and really change anything, but just to offer our department the support that they needed. It's a collaborative effort, but again, they're going to be there to assist, to ensure there's no issues in our efforts to conduct a fair and secure election for Berks County.
Okay. And if Mr. Archer, and this goes for any documents anyone wants, they simply need to contact our Right to Know officer, Carmen Torres. They can do that from countyofberks.com website and get the full documentation.
That's correct.
Thank you. Anything you want to add, Commissioner Barnhart, as the chair of the election board?
Yes, thank you. I just believe that ES&S, to their credit, step forward and offer these services. And I think it's going to really help us to run a very tightly controlled and error-free election like we've done every other time. We did intentionally want to transition the high-speed scanners, the 450s, to county staff. That was one of our goals as well. And it was mentioned at the arena in the primary. So this is one of the things we wanted to focus on going into the continuation of the election. So we're going to really, a lot of training with our staff. They've been very receptive to new and additional job responsibilities. And I commend our staff for really being here and getting things done. Things are going very, very well in the department. As at this point, we have at least 17,000 applications for mail-in ballots. So we're gearing up for that. Today, we sent out requests for support from our departments to help in election services during the week for clerical duties, as well as we're looking for at least 48 to 55 county employees to help us with the mail-in ballot process on election day. So things are running very well. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Barnhart. Commissioner Rivera?
Yeah, Cody, could you address also the cost? I know there's an up to amount, but we did get more information as to what the cost will be, so it should be pretty close to what they gave us. Can you just go over that for Mr. Archer?
Absolutely. So on the agenda, we included an amount up to $40,000. And the reason that was done is we wanted essentially a buffer in there to ensure that the total amount expended was properly before the public. So we just received an official quote. It was received, though, after the deadline to submit items for the agenda. So we wanted to make sure this was properly on the agenda, properly before the public, so that $40,000 number was inputted. The official quote that was received, and it was just received later yesterday, and it's just right at $20,000 for the support leading up to election. leading up to the election. That number does not include the election day support, but again, it's my understanding the election day support number and that the election day support has already been approved and is something that we normally utilize regardless of
The 20,000 is the new.
Correct.
The other election day support is normal.
Correct.
Right.
Yes. So the number, the additional number will be that 20,000 number. It says 40,000 again because we wanted to make sure that there's a sufficient buffer in there.
Okay, thank you.
Good question, Commissioner. We have another item, I believe, a comment regarding the agenda. Mary?
Thank you. Crystal Kowalski, why I'm missing. Good morning, Commissioners. My comment addresses Agenda Item 338G pertaining to the amendment to the Master Services Agreement between Global Tel-Link Corporation and the County of Berks. The FCC has stepped in to cap phone rates for incarcerated people. What is the new cap for calls made to and from Berks County Prison? What changes have been made to ancillary service charges, and what does other equipment refer to? It is industry practice for companies like Global Tel-Link to offer jails and prisons a percentage of the revenue they collect from the incarcerated people and their families. The most recent information provided by Prison Phone Justice finds this percentage to average between 59 and 60% in Pennsylvania. These commissions paid to the prison or jail can come in other forms as well. Signing bonuses for the contract, annual or monthly administrative fees, free equipment, and receiving extremely high rent to house the vendor's equipment at the correctional facility. Does the Berks County Prison receive a percentage commission or any of the above listed forms of payment from Global Tel-Link? These caps were placed by the FCC because the rates previously charged were considered predatory. Will Global Tel-Link be required to return any of the money collected through predatory rates from previous years to the impacted families? If Berks County Prison has received a percentage commission on predatory rates from previous years, do you have plans to return any of that money to the impacted families? Thank you. Crystal Kowalski, Wyomissing.
So I think it's unfortunate, Crystal, that you put all this information about predatory stuff in here without knowing. This is a pretty detailed question. I don't think I have an answer right now, unless my colleagues want to try to answer this.
I don't have that at my fingertips, no.
No one does. Again, questions like this, I understand you want a public platform for your question, but this would be best handled by emailing any one of the commissioners, making a right to know request, and giving us an opportunity to get the details and respond. So I'm going to ask you to do that. You have our emails. You can email any one of us, but this is not the kind of information we have at our fingertips for a commissioners meeting. So I know that we've gone through this multiple times internally. Our prison board has talked about this issue. I'm not aware of any predatory aspects of what is being done with the GTS contract. But again, email one of us and we'll get you the information from the appropriate people. If it requires a right to know for any of this, we'll let you know that as well. And again, right to know requests go to Carmen Torres. And your email, Carmen, is it CL Torres?
They can email the County Open Records Officer.
Okay.
And that is County Open Records Officer at countyofberks.com.
County Open Records Officer at countyofberks.com.
That's correct.
And the same holds true for John Archer regarding ES&S and anything like that. So Yeah, I completely understand people being concerned about various issues, but a lot of this documentation is not something we bring to a commissioner's board meeting, but you certainly have the opportunity to request it through open records.
Yeah. Okay. Anything else on the agenda, Mary?
There are no other. One just came in. Let me just check quickly. No, not on the agenda. None on the agenda.
Well, the answer, Mr. James, is no. I guess it's a logical question. John James of Burnville wants to know, has ES&S made political contributions to any Berks elected officials involved in making decisions, election service decisions? I've never asked them. I've never received any, and I let my colleagues address that.
The short answer is no.
No.
Yeah. Okay, let's move on with the agenda. I read that simply because it is somewhat related to what we just discussed relative to a contract. Wasn't going off the reservation for those that may think I was. Okay, the agenda under number 1, authorizing Budget Department, adopt a resolution authorizing 2021 budget transfers in the amount of $142,196 and 2021 appropriations in the amount of $309,100 per listing dated October the 4th of 2021. Several items listed under Human Resources. Item 1, authorize the appointment of Anne Marie Yoakum Grill, Executive Assistant in the Commissioner's Office. Item 2, authorize the promotion of George Rodriguez from Senior Contract Coordinator to Contract Manager, Purchasing Department. Item 3, authorize the promotion of Christine Esterly from County Caseworker 2 to County Caseworker Supervisor 1 in Children and Youth Services. Under the Commissioners, we have several items. Item A, adopt a resolution authorizing execution of drawings, authorizing acquisition of right-of-way for Peach Street right-of-way dated September the 17th of 2021 as prepared by Malik Scherer PC and WSP USA Inc. pertaining to lands affected by the Peach Street Bridge Replacement Project crossing the Saucony Creek in Kutztown Borough, Berks County, PA. Item B, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute a lease agreement between the County Nonprofit Development Corporation and the County of Berks for 100,000 square feet of space in the building located at 400 East Wyomissing Avenue in Moulton for a 30-year term expiring December 31st of 2051. Item C, adopt a resolution of the Berks County Board of Commissioners declaring an emergency to exist due to rapid deterioration of the trails located at the Heritage Center, Bern Township, and Antietam Lake, Lower Alsace Township, due to Tropical Storm Ida, thereby requiring immediate repair and further accepting and authorizing the quotations from New Enterprise Stone and Lime Company, Inc., New Enterprise, Pennsylvania, and Fisher's Rental, Reading, Pennsylvania, and the issuance of a purchase order to perform said emergency services at a not to exceed amount of $15,890. Item D, adopt a resolution authorizing the Berks County Board of Commissioners to execute a letter of support to provide the Ben Franklin Technology Partners of Northeastern PA for a revolving loan fund application to the United States Department of Commerce Economic Development Administration. Item E, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute agreement between the County of Berks and the United States Small Business Administration to utilize the space at the Berks County Fire Training Center for the temporary operation of a disaster loan outreach center to support the needs of Berks County residents and business owners recovering for damages related to the remnants of Tropical Storm Ida. The duration of the agreement to be finalized with the Director of the county's Department of Emergency Services based on community need for the resource. Item F, adopt a resolution authorizing the approval and execution of the official quote for services from election systems and software to provide general, administrative, and technical support leading up to and throughout the November 2021 general election. This quote expenditure shall not exceed the sum of $40,000 and shall be subject to final review and approval by the county solicitor's office. Item G, adopt a resolution authorizing the chair to execute amendment to the master services agreement between Global Tellink Corporation, Reston, Virginia, and the County of Berks due to mandated rate caps by the Federal Communications Commission for inmate telephone services and ancillary services, charges, and other equipment. Item H, adopt a resolution authorizing the Berks County Board of Commissioners to execute a letter of support of Berks Connection pretrial services application for PA Smart Growing registered apprenticeship and pre-apprenticeships in Pennsylvania grant program funding to enhance the success of the young adult reentrants in their registered pre-apprenticeship program entitled Rebuilding Reentrance in Reading R3. Item 2, a motion to authorize execution of contract agreements and amendments as set forth on the attached listing dated October 4th of 2021. There are a total of 19 contracts. There's one with CareerLink, 2 with Children and Youth Services, 1 with the coroner, 13 with the Berks Library System, 1 Parks and Rec, and 1 tax claim. Item 3, a motion to authorize execution of the payment and electronic transfers as set forth on the Controller's Office voucher listing dated October the 7th of 2021. And a motion to authorize execution of payroll for a pay period ending October 12th of 2021.
Motion to approve the agenda is presented.
Second.
The motion has been made and seconded. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? The motion is carried. We'll move now to our Berks County Treasurer, Dennis Adams, for the Treasurer's Report. Dennis?
Good morning.
Good morning.
This morning we have $227,296,095.35. We have a balance to clear of $3,696,756.66, with a balance today of $223,599,341.69.
Thank you very much, Dennis. We'll now move to our County Controller's office with the Controller's Report, and we have Grozna filling in for our Controller. Grozna? You're muted. It happened.
Sorry about that. Good morning, Commissioners. Total accounts payable for the week ending 10/7/2021 were $7,640,961.19, and also to follow Sunshine Law, we submitted payroll for approval, which is going to be paid out of the 12th, and it totaled $4,378,998.47.
Thank you very much. We'll move now to our Chief Administrative Officer, Ron Seaman.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. There's nothing to report at this time.
Thank you. And that quickly, we are to Commissioner reports, and we're going to begin with Commissioner Michael Rivera.
Thank you, Commissioner Linebuck, and good morning, everyone who's joining us. Just a few things. I want to welcome Anne Marie Yoakum Grill to the county, to the Commissioner's office, Commissioner Linebuck's new executive assistant. It's not that Mary cannot handle it anymore, she's just retiring. So I want to welcome Anne Marie. Also want to remind you that this Saturday is the Fall 21 Road Ramble for the Berks History Center. And it's a self-guided tour, which allows the Berks History Center to return to its past when mystery road rambles were held in the late 1980s and early 1990s. So for more information, you can visit berkshistory.org or call the Berks History Center at 610-375-4375. And tickets are on sale now. You can see the information up on your screen, but it's a great opportunity to get to know more about Berks County. Also this weekend is the Reading Area Firefighter Museum's Fire Safety and Prevention Day. It's Saturday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. There will be museum tours, and you will be able to meet and greet Blaze the Fire Dog and Smokey Bear. And this is here in downtown Reading. So for more information, you can visit their Facebook page or their website. And one last item is each one of the commissioners does a monthly BCTV County Connections program. These last 5 or 6 months, I've been focusing on different areas of the county. I did 3 months on the parks. I did the jail, the 911, Department of Emergency Services. So I've been trying to do different areas of the county and county government, going out on the road, filming and interviewing. So if you want to learn more about the county, about county parks, about how the jail works, DES, and other county departments, go to YouTube, search for bctv.org, click on subscribe, and under the home menu, look for Berks County Government Agencies, County Connections, and click on View Full Playlist. There'll be my programs as well as Commissioner Barnhart's and Commissioner Linebach's as well. So it's a great opportunity to learn more about county government, our departments, what we do, our employees, and so forth. So if you have any free time, please go and watch those videos and learn more about county government. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioner Rivera. Commissioner Barnhart.
Thank you, Commissioner Linebach. And I too would like to welcome Anne Marie Yoakum Grill to work for Commissioner Linebach. It should be an interesting ride. Yes, kind of feel sorry for her. And also the promotions of George Rodriguez and Christine Esterly. We certainly have dedicated employees here at the county. Interesting that people tend to pick out what they think are problematic issues on our agenda, but I would like to highlight the positive things we're doing, such as replacing a bridge in Kutztown. Our Parks and Rec Department have jumped on the issues at the parks on an emergency declaration to repair trails in the Heritage Center and Antietam Lake Park. We're also supporting a letter for Ben Franklin Technology Partners. We also have placing space for people to apply for small business loans from Hurricane Ida or Tropical Storm Ida. And I think this is one that's critically important because people don't think we do what we need to do or strive to do for our incarcerated individuals. But I would highlight the grant request for BCPS, Berks Connections Pretrial Services, for the R3 Pre-Apprenticeship Program. I would encourage people who don't know about R3, next time you want to see one of their graduation ceremonies, we can invite you here to the Commissioner's Boardroom to really celebrate the stories of people that go through rebuilding, reentrance, and reading. And I would like to highlight one of the agenda items, which we did on Tuesday and we approved today, is the site, the South Campus in Moton. I want to again commend Ken Pick, the Executive Director of the Berks County Redevelopment Authority, and his board for securing this facility for lease by the county, and also to incentivize it by adding an additional $4 million of fit out on behalf of the county. This is really how government should work. This is teamwork in action, and this building potentially has a great opportunity for many various county departments that are spread here far and wide with various leases and various landlords. So this is really an opportunity for us to just become a leaner, meaner operating county with this facility. It does afford us tremendous space and opportunities, not just for county services, but also for the book bonanza. They will be meeting on Friday to discuss the potential of our, at least informal agreement that they could be locating their book bonanza activities at this facility going forward. And as I've pointed out in the past, they have been probably moved 5 different times in the 14 years where we've been here. They never seem to be able to find a perfect location to sort and distribute and sell their books. I think this year was well over $100,000 was donated back to the library system. So they're a key community partner for us in our library system. So long-winded explanation. I just think there's a lot of good things that go on here in Berks County. And I just want to make sure that we can have more of those things going on than some potentially negative things that people seem to like to focus on. Last but not least, we had a great Parks and Rec meeting yesterday at the Youth Recreation Field along County Welfare Road. Our host was Charlie Dodds from Big Vision Sports, who we have a 15-year lease agreement with to manage the fields. We had most of our Parks Board members there. We had members from our Planning Commission there. And Charlie did a great job of explaining what improvements have been done thus far and what is contemplated for in the near future, and the success they've already had with recruiting teams and players from all over, literally the Mid-Atlantic area, to play at our facilities. So it can only get bigger, it can only get better. The 4 baseball fields are presently synthetic turfed infields. Their plan is before year end, the 2 of the soccer fields will be turfed as well. And lighting is being installed at 2 soccer fields as well as an additional baseball field. So these things are certainly an example of a public-private partnership of 3P, when the county can find a partner in the community that can do things in concert with county government, that it's not just simply all us as taxpayers, but there are entities out there that can share this responsibility and make that place an even bigger and better place for children and seniors. They have a senior team that plays there Tuesday and Thursday. So it's not just about the youth, it's also about the seniors in our community. They also have a female league, I think, softball or baseball female league as well. So definitely doing a great job of reaching out to the community. So as we know more information about that, we'll certainly keep you updated. So I just thought it'd be positive today. Sorry, Commissioner Weinbaum.
You didn't start off very positive, though. I think you took a shot at me, and I'm feeling pretty low right now.
I was in support of.
I wasn't even going to have a comment. But now I have to recognize that I'm welcoming Anne Marie Yoakum Grill, and she goes by Anne Marie Grill. She'll be starting November the 15th, so that's when I intend to introduce her. Here's the deal. Mary Buer has been working with me for 14 years. How many executive assistants have you had in the same period?
I lost count. No, 3 actually. 3.
3 actually. And you have a very good executive assistant right now, and she was laughing when you made the comment, because she kind of knew that there was no way Commissioner Leinbach's going to sit there and ignore such an inappropriate, offensive, unkind comment, and then you go on to say, highlight all the good things on the agenda. So
it's all in interpretation, I guess.
It is.
I've been blessed with the 3 executive assistants I've had. The 2 previous to Jessica Blauser are moved on to what I would believe is things that they wanted to pursue in their careers, and that was a great thing.
Well, one is still here too, Katie Daly.
That's right.
We all love Katie Daly.
Right.
Went on to law school.
Right.
She needed to get a law degree just to deal with Commissioner Barnhart and all of his idiosyncrasies. So anyhow, we enjoy our work here. This is all in good fun. And Mary will be here. Her last day is January the 10th of 2022. So we'll celebrate that as we get closer. With that, we will go to row officers' comments. Any comments from our row officers? Okay. Is there any public comment? And I believe there is at least one. public comment. Yes.
Yes.
Mary?
Dwight Wegman, Lower Heidelberg Township. Who is the Berks County official who is ultimately responsible for assuring that the upcoming November general election will be performed with integrity, meaning free of fraud and irregularities? And how does that individual expect that to happen?
That responsibility falls on the shoulders of the election board, which are your 3 county commissioners. And every year, with the exception of the year that we would potentially be running for office, once we file our paperwork to run, then we are replaced by, traditionally here in Berks County, replaced by common police court judges to sit in our place. But it is ultimately our responsibility as a board of elections.
Yep. The buck stops here.
That's right.
So there's no question that hasn't changed. That's the way it is, frankly, across the Commonwealth and across the country. Counties are the ones that are responsible to run elections. Any other? I think that's it on the comments. One just but that's. Well, it's anonymous. I think this is meant in good fun. And the spell check probably didn't work either. So I will read it so Mary doesn't have to read it. It says, "Congratulations, Mrs. Butter. Buer, 14 years is about time for parole. Best wishes." That must be a friend of Commissioner Barnhart. Yep, it's actually been 19 years for us. We worked 5 years in advertising together, and at the end of this year, well, actually January 8th will be 14 years here at the county, and I will tell you, it's been fantastic. Don't know where I'd be without Mary Buer. The office wouldn't function nearly as well as it does.
You're opening yourself up again. Here,
I know I am. Okay, quit while I'm ahead. Okay, that ends our public comment. And is there anything else for the good of the order?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
The meeting is adjourned.